My name is K. JANARDHANA BHAT. I am ex-manager, Syndicate Bank. I am now residing in Mysore. I worked in Delhi, UP, Gujarat, Andhra and all this. I took a voluntary retirement in 2001 and still about 8.5 years left out to complete this my retirement. See, I opted for retirement 8.5 years ahead of. One of the close colleague was a deputy general manager from Syndicate Bank head office. He phoned me, Mr. Bhatt, you draw your voluntary retirement, this one VRS application, otherwise you would go mad, he told me. So I was really, because I was terribly upset in the way the banking industry was going on, like loan mela and all this. Better I call it day. So I said, I will not allow such a situation. I will go to the Kanyakumari or Rameshwaram. From there, I will walk for 2 years pilgrimage. But I'll never allow my mind to get corrupt like this. Then he said, you are. So after voluntary retirement, I didn't know how to spend the time. So within 2-3 months, I was having work at Bangalore while attending when the Swamiji from ISKCON, Sukadeva Prabhu, he was selling the books. So he was in the compartment. I bought a book and I asked him to come to my residence just for a discussion all this. So he sent another fellow, Swamiji, Karunadass Prabhu. Presently he is vice president of ISKCON Mysore. It was in 2001. So I never discussed about how to spend time and all this. So I told him, then he was telling, I not discussed how to spend time and all this. He was telling Prabhupada's teaching. He was telling at least 108, 4 rounds one has to do it. And if possible, 16 rounds, it comes to about 1,15,000 mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I found solace in this. I didn't discuss about him, about how to spend time and all this. So after his leaving, I have decided, so with this better way, so I started chanting 50,000 japas, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For 15 months I have done it. So immediately after starting, about 4.5 months, I came across Harikatha proponent. He is number 1 in Karnataka, Badri Achyudas. So I was in acquaintance with for last 30-40 years. So I met him in Mysore. I said, I am free now. I asked, what about your composing selected slokas in Srimad Bhagavata? So he was telling, see, I am busy. I have to look after my family and I have to go attend Harikatha and all this. The donors have already supplied paper, but I don't have time to write. That is a problem. That's why it's taking time. So I offered my service. I would come to you, and so my wife, both children permitted you go and help him. So 8.5 months I was with him for copying everything from Srimad Bhagavatam, selected slokas. Later it was published. So when it is completed, I started receiving telephone calls about banking solutions. So like that, when Badri Achyudas told me, so work is over. When next time I will call you for regarding Bhagavad Gita. So I left to Mysore and started consultancy. Whether you believe or not, 5 years. Before that, I convened meeting of my wife and both sons. So I am starting my consultancy services because of my exposure, working in different places, different states. I want to do some social service from this, at least contributing 20%. Surprisingly, my eldest son, who is always remain reserved, conservative, he said, no, we don't want any money. You give everything for the benefit of this society, promoting culture, promoting temples, nourishing these characters, devotion, everything. Like the second son also endorsed. So what I've done now, within 5 years, I paid nearly 3.25 crores as income tax nearly 1 crore 34 lakhs around service tax. In all, about 4.75 crore income tax I paid, and nearly more than 4 crores I have donated. And it has happened as if somebody is playing through my this one, with some force, invisible divine force, and we are all happy giving. Even my wife was telling, yes, give like that. So like that, I donated 12 vehicles to Akshaya Patra, is run by, and through which 12 vehicles, 5 at Puri, 5 at Mathura Vrindavan, 2 at Puri Jagannath, 1 bus at Hubli Dharwad, then Mangalore, 1 Tata 407 and Max Mahindra, and Mysore 2 vehicles. In all, about 40,000 meals are delivered every day. So it has crossed 13 crores. And I approached Ratan Tata. I wrote, though I was not knowing him personally or anything, I went to Google and took his address, Bombay House address. I wrote. So in the meanwhile, what happened? No, I was honored by ISKCON Bangalore, this one, through Hema Malini. She is a devotee of Lord Krishna. So for my service, Bhakti Ratna I was awarded. And later, and then I sent these photos and that flagging of vehicles to Ratan Tata. He was so much happy, and I received a letter from one of the trust's director, quoting that we refer to your letter addressed to Ratan Tata. We are pursuing the proposal. Our team member will approach shortly like that. They wrote, I received a letter. I am having a record also. Later, Ratan Tata visited Akshaya Path. They are having four-wheeler unit in Dharwad. So they have a kitchen there. About 1,80,000 meals are delivered there, covering about 3,400 schools. So he was he visited the Akshaya Path kitchen. There he was very extremely happy, so systematically and very clean, very hygienic. So there was no complaint, reaching on time, covering 3,400 villages, schools. So he was happy and gave 55 crores to the Akshaya Patra. It is something high. Then it came in paper also, and the present Karna Prabhu, he was in Mangalore. He sent the paper publication to me. I was so happy that my single letter, it has sparked this one. Because they were knowing it. See, T.V. Mohandas Pai, all our big shots are in the board of Akshaya Patra. They could have tried to Ratan Tata and all this, but they could not do it. And God wanted that he should accept my service and give an opportunity. And like that, so so for that I was honored by Governor of Karnataka. He came for laying foundation stone for a new temple is coming up now. Governor, he honored me in the presence of Maharani of Mysore, and district president was there, government of India, government of Karnataka. So about 5,000 people are there, devotees, a big congregation.
If now Vrindavan Dham has become a reality, the contribution of founder patrons, of course, it's our respectful duty as well as humble desire to honor, recognize and thank those divine souls who have immensely contributed for the genuine cause. May I now request Sri JANARDHANA BHAT to kindly come to the dais and accept our honors. Sri JANARDHANA BHAT.
And like that, I present deities also I sponsored, and upcoming temple 16 feet width, Ananta Padmanabha, the prototype of Trivandrum temple. So that also sponsored. And Chamundeshwari temple, all architects were having building for last 60 years. They could not have this one deities. So that also I sponsored, Ram, Lakshmana, Sita, Bharata, Shatrugna and Ikshaku and Hanumanji. So that all sponsored. And Hubli and Kashimat, the first Lord Venkatramana temple in North Karnataka, there also I sponsored. Like that, it's many things, in so many sevas I could. But in the meanwhile, within 5 years, it has all happened. To substantiate, nowadays, People may not believe in this latest world. Latest people know having high standard of education. All this, they may not believe this, that roaming these pretas in the air and all this. For substantiate recent incident, I want to quote here. All are knowing Gita Press, the promoter Hanuman Poddar. And it has so happened about 40-50 years ago. I came in the Kalyana Masapatrika and Sugunamala of Udupi Puttigamata's magazine. It has one story, it has come. Hanuman Poddar is a great devotee. Once he was walking in the Juhu seashore in Mumbai. While he was walking, one image appeared before him, and it was following. Wherever he tried, why it's following with white dress but no legs, so and all human form. So while walking this side, it was following, and again turn it was following. Then he asked, "Who are you like that?" And these pretas, they cannot talk directly. If anybody asks, then it will reply. That is this one. And they cannot eat any food or anything on the earth, only wherever in the air or in trees and all this. So it has so happened. Then he was telling, I want your help. Now, why you follow me here? When he asked, he said, I want your help. You are a great devotee and you are a follower of a great dharma. I want your help. What is it? No, I am so and so. I hail from Parsi religion. I died of accident about 16 days back. So I want help from you. You have to help me in getting salvation at Gaya or anywhere. He requested. Then he asked, how come you are Parsi seeking salvation through our Hindu rites? Then that it says, because it left body and else. See, all are, it has no base. But the Hindu, the Sanatana Dharma is of millions of years old. And that is only pure this one. That's why I am seeking. Otherwise, I'll have to roam like anything. This I'll not have salvation. I have to face a lot of difficulties. I cannot take water from the ground and for food problem unless you help me in getting salvation. I'll be in a problem then. So then Preta tells him, you can cross check with I give the address. He gave address somewhere Mumbai. Next day, Hanuman Poddar visits that house and he confirmed that somebody from that place and so and so died of accident. Then immediately arranged a Purohit to Gaya and completed this Shastra and got salvation. This is appeared in the recent magazine Kalyana Masapatrika about 40 years back. Now, I am putting a poster. See, we inherit property from elders, isn't it? And some people die due to suicide because some problems and all this. After suicide, they'll have a lot of problems, as I explained to you, and some accident deaths. See, if you won't take care of these souls, when you inherit properties, crores of rupees, lakhs of rupees, even why can't you spend some money for this work, Narayana Bali, and after that this one cremation, Narayana Bali, again they conducted and taking to Gaya and all this. Why can't you do it? See, we inherit a lot of properties. People are so negligent, and later they'll face problems. If you make a study where a suicide taken place or accidental death, you can see what you do. It is you can if research is made, you can see after a few years, 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, somebody in that family will commit suicide. Because it is said that a preta from that family, if not given salvation, it will sit on somebody's head and force him to commit suicide or some accident death and all this. You can, if I have seen there so many places. In our native place near Udupi, near Kundapura, my native place Koteshwar, one accident was, my brother was telling, in the roadside, about 16 people, Muslims died. After 15 years, same place, from that same community, from their family, accident was there. So it is very strange and all this. It is a fact also. So always know better we have to discharge our duties towards, that is Pitaruna and all this. So this will help. We have to see, live in peaceful and all this, achieve our life aim, chanting, realizing God and all this. From 1765 to 1795, Maharani Ahilyabai Holkar, very famous name in our history, particularly she has renovated more than 55 temples in India, including Kashi Vishwanath, and Chowti she has built so many places, and she's even Britishers, historians, they have appreciated the way she took steps for improving the life of poor, including poor man in her state. She was ruling from Indore. And during that time, she used to conduct every year Preta Moksha program. That is, whoever died due to accident or by killing, by any untoward, which ended with this one, and who died in a war, and those are not able to perform these rituals after death due to accidental this one. She used to conduct Preta Moksha program, to which, and even he was helping poor, because some people are not having money to do these rituals, particularly who died in this one. As per our Shastras, those who get killed or murdered or due to accidental death or suicides and all this, before disposing body, Nayan Bali is to take place before cremation, and after cremation also that Nayan Bali has to be done. But nowadays nobody is doing, and she was conducting this every year. She is doing. After 1795, nobody has taken care of this one. So I thought, because of, I attribute this all my why I have taken all this. I realized that due to my JAPA 50,000 for 15 months I have done, no, that actually motivated, inspired me. I think, I believe it, and it is, I'm a firm opinion. So what I have done is about 14 Ratviks headed by Kundapur Anand Bhat. It is in Kundapur, Udupi district. We went to, for 2 days we conducted this Preta Moksha Karyakrama program at Malpe, that's near Udupi, on seashore. There is a temple, Balram temple of 800 years old. We have conducted Gayatri Homa, Preta Moksha, all for Narsimha Homa, all for 4 or 5 homas we conducted, offering about 28,000 tila ahuti in this Homa. It took about 2 days. 14 Ratviks attended this, done this from morning to up to 2 o'clock. And what is the procedure is, 4 pratimas on this one. One is gold, another is silver, another is copper, third one is lead. In 4 that pratimas created, all this one, no, which one, those who sacrifice a life and died due to accident, all this, they are invited, who are in this, and this Kalasha Abhishek was done. Now, who are after 1795, there was World War First, World War Second, and so many Indians, lakhs of people, Indians died in this one. But I don't know why, as per our scriptures, see, if it is not proper rituals is not done, they live, they just fly in the air, he move hither and thither till Kalpa, end of Yuga. So that's why this ritual is conducted. So what I have done, those who served our nation, our protecting our Sanatana Dharma, right? Everybody knows how many killed, lakhs of people in World War also. And I even invited Homiji Baba, who died in, who was killed by this one, CIA, it is said, and he has done a lot of service to the nation, and his Atma also, if it is not got salvation, all remained this one, Pretas, in Preta Yoni, those who are, including this, apart from World War II, 1 2 Indians, and those who lost their lives due to war in Pakistan, China, and all this. Then Sangata Mokshana in this bomb blast, and Naxalites, who killed policemen, our CRPF, and border security force and all. And important, first we invoked and prayed this who has sacrificed our lives, like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, and all who have gone to gallows. And for independence, for getting independence for the country, and including Subhash Chandra Bose, all are their atmas are, if remained as a preta in Yoni, they are all invited in that gold, silver, copper and lead in the Pratimas. So they were invited in this beginning of this homas and all this. So after that, after 2 days, that is again that whatever collected, all kalasha, we have poured it, and it is thrown in the Arabian Sea. Now, why it is a gold, silver and all? Those are, some are say satvika, that is a gold, some little less exposure, depending upon their status in their lifetime, all are invited. So I think this till 2013, you can see the gap. 13 means about 225 years, nobody has done this. So I have got satisfaction, because I got a lot of benefit for uplift my soul. I have a duty towards my Sanatana Dharma, to our country, and there even today it is really inspiring. Particularly Chandrasekhar Azad, all who have sacrificed their life, and Guru Govind Singh, they are also invited, who have remained in the Pretyavani. Most of them, they might have got salvation, I don't know. Knowing and unknowingly, those who sacrificed our country and religion, they are also invited. Like there are so many saints in the action. So and our after that, Modi came to power in 2014. So that I'm having a very good satisfaction. I have spent more 2 lakhs and odd rupees for this, for all homos. Everybody is surprised. So many Swamijis are telling, nobody has conducted like this. During about 600 years back ago, since till a few years during the rule of Mulayam Singh government, more than 2 lakhs people died of just a cause for Ayodhya temple, Sri Rama Mandira. It is said during the war, in the Babur and most of the Mughal rulers killed over 2 lakhs Hindus who in the Ayodhya and all this. And during British time also it has happened. Even this during about a decade ago, there was a government of Samajwadi Party run by Mulayam Singh Yadav. Last year I visited Ayodhya, and there nearby people are telling, at least there are more than 3,000 people killed. By all, they are not. The police are not from. Most of them from Muslim communities, minority communities. That is what I got information from local, and it took about more than a week to dispose of body, throwing into Sarayu River. Just to undermine this, not to release this wide publicity, they have declared 24 hours for 7 days curfew. That is what I gathered information locally. Very sad. So for all this also, those they remain in as a preta. So I conducted for them also, inviting them. They are all souls, that roaming pretas invited in this program, and all relief measures were done. During this 2002 somewhere, that Godhra, they burned down 4, miners committee burned down 4 bogies. It was the car civics who, after performing at Ayodhya, this one, they were traveling in this 4 bogies, and all 4 bogies put to fire. And that is a very horrendous. So that for them also I invited them, and so those are not served and not knowing, it is not published side. So that also they have been given relief under this Yajna Homas. I was very extremely happy, but one thing I had a doubt. Though over this one charity and all this, I was surprised. Even I made payment about through RTGS. I was surprised at my this one. Though I was happy, but I was not knowing what is transpired in me and my wife and two children. There was a TV interview online over this one from Mysore, one TV channel from 78. ISKCON Vice President was there, Rishi Prabhu. And during 1 hour ongoing this one interview and phone-in program is there. So many people ask so many questions. And one teacher, retired Sanskrit teacher, he asked me, "Sir, nobody, no, not even ML MP has done since independence, you have done it." So then at that point of view, I was not knowing. I just told it is God inspired me, empowered me. That is it. But I had a doubt. So all this has happened. How could even see my native place, my classmate's grandson having a liver problem. He has spent about 30 lakhs. My brother phoned me. So can you give some money for this, 5 or 10,000? I said I used to make in lakhs, but you ask him to send bills. So bills, all I collected, I wrote to Ratan Tata. See, last time you helped through my letter. There's a help in 55 crores, and I was honored by Governor of Karnataka, JAPA Phala. For my service to the ISKCON and Akshaya Path, I was honored by Malini. But Governor, this because they could get 55 crores from you, I dedicate this honor to the lineage of Tata family. So I mentioned like this. My friend's grandson was suffered from liver operation. He spent about 30 lakhs. He's just child. Every day he requires for 2,000 rupees per day, and doesn't have money. Time is running out for me. If you can help, please help sir. Then he wrote a fine letter. What he written now? It is for me. This is only achievement in my life. He said, "Thank you for your letter." Just here his wordings. He himself written, Ratan Tata. "Thank you for your letter. I am glad that you have taken care of most unfortunate child." He wrote like this, and our trust officials will contact him. So wishing the baby, this one boy, immediate recovery. He wrote like this. For me, it is something unheard of. So, and simultaneously, that boy's father received a letter and phone call also. I was telling that we are from Tata Trust. You go to the website and submit the application. So, in all, he required 12 lakhs. And what was the question? This one condition was, during the process of application, any amount received by you have to intimate. So Narendra Modi remitted 3 lakhs direct to the Manipal Hospital, Bangalore, 2 lakhs from Karnataka government, 5 lakhs. He wanted now only 7 lakhs. Instead of 13 lakhs, 7 lakhs, he received 12 lakhs from Ratan Tata. I am having the proof. See, hats off to this one. So I wanted this regarding this one findings on diabetes and cholesterol. I wanted to publish in all Indian national dailies, which might have cost more than 1 crore. But I approached Ratan Tata. By the time he retired from Tata Trust, I could not get it from, because he is not there. Now this all something. So I decided I should at least reach people that through this one. Now what has happened now? As I told you, I was how could this happen? Just about 6 months back, I came across one video by Swami Mangalanathanji of Ramakrishna Mission, Bangalore, and he under name of powerful Namantra Japa. If you review that one, you will come to know. See, then I realized, this whatever happened, I was so much happy. All this happened because of I used to chant 50,000 japa per day, 15 months. That resulted, that too without sankalpa. I just spent time, I chanted. So I decided, this I was so much happy during a Corona second period. I was so much happy. I got about 24 items. This one. Ayurvedic items mixed together in machine and sent it all Ramakrishna Ashrama up to Haridwar, Swamiji's, because I was, this is a way I can pay my gratitude. because I realized this is all because of Namante Japa. Then I thought I must share this among our people, because a lot of evidence are available in Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th canto, Vibhuti Yoga, 25th verse. What he says now? Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. He says, among all yajnas, I am Japa. He says, this Japa Yajna is most, and it's me. Like that he says. Like that in Purandas also they said. And he says he is glorifying his name rather than himself, God himself. Ninyako ninna hangyako ranga ninna namada balabondiddare saku. Ninyako ninna hangyako ranga ninna namada balabondiddare saku. ಕರಿಮ ಕರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಪೊರೆಯುಡುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಆದಿಮೂಲನೆಂಬ ನಾಮವೇ ಕಾಯ್ತು. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಆ ಮರ ಈ ಮರ ಎಂದು ಧ್ಯಾನಿಸುವಾಗ ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಎಂಬ ನಾಮವೇ ಕಾಯ್ತು. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋ ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದನ ಪೀತ ಬಾಧಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದನ ಪೀತ ಬಾಧಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ನಾಮವೇ ಕಾಯ್ತು. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋ ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಬಾಲೆಯ ಸಭೆಯಲಿ ಸೀರೆಯ ಸೆಳೆವಾಗ ಬಾಲೆಯ ಸಭೆಯಲಿ ಸೀರೆಯ ಸೆಳೆವಾಗ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಂಬ ನಾಮವೇ ಕಾಯ್ತು. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋ ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋ ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿ ಕಾಣೆನು ಜಗದೋಳು ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿ ಕಾಣೆನು ಜಗದೋಳು ಘನ್ನಮಹಿಮ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ. ಘನ್ನಮಹಿಮ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ. ನೀನ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲವೋ ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. And one more bhajan from Purandaradasa. He says you cannot say that you don't have time. See, whatever you do, karma yoga, see, you have to discharge your duties while this one during your time. You cannot claim that you don't have time while cooking, while sweeping, while doing homework, while walking. You can chant, and how it is to be chanted is a rule. You must hear whatever it's loudly enough. It should hear from ears and it should reach there. And first time there's so much important, and if you silently if you do it, then your mind will go hither thither. So that's why it is insisted that it should reach your ears and touch your heart here. Even this Navabhida Bhakti, first is this sloka is there. So much importance is given to ears. It is worth notifying. One of the saints, they say, why ears are given so much importance. Here, ladies, they wear diamond, this one in the ears, but because it hears good, very good, it plays very important role in elevating one's soul. Whereas eyes, why it's dark, that is because you see all bad things and all. Such a important. I'll quote a sloka, say where this importance of first out of 9 Navavida Bhakti, first 3 is so important. Vishnostu Sravane Parikshidaha विष्णोस्तु श्रवणे परीक्षिताः वैयासकी कीर्तने प्रह्लादस्मरणे तदङ्घ्री भजने लक्ष्मी प्रतूपूजने अक्रूरसविवन्दने च हनुमान् दास्यः सखे चार्जुन सर्वस्यात्मनिवेदने बलीभूत कैवल्यमेषा कुरु The Nama Mantra Japa, and who are benefited, and who the great devotees by chanting, how they reach in all this, and who are given. It is said by Ram again by Purandasa. He is quoting in the birdies, in the bhajan it is there. You can understand. You just follow that one. ರಾಮಾಯಂಬುವ ಎರಡು ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನು ಪಾಮರರು ತಾವೇನು ಬಲ್ಲರಯ್ಯ. ರಾಯಂದ ಮಾತ್ರದೊಳು ರಕ್ತ ಮಾಂಸದೊಳಿದ ಆಯಸ್ತಿಗತವಾದ ಅತಿ ಪಾಪವನ್ನು ಮಾಯವನು ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾರಾಯ ಮುಕ್ತಿಯ ಕೊಡುವ ದಾಯವನು ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಮುನಿರಾಯ ಬಲ್ಲ. ರಾಮ ಎಂಬುವ ಎರಡು ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನು ಪಾಮರರು ತಾವೇನು ಬಲ್ಲರಯ್ಯ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಯಂದೆನಲು ಹೊರಬಿದ್ದ ಪಾಪಗಳು ಒತ್ತಿ ಒಳ ಪೊಗದಂತೆ ಕವಾಟವಾಗಿ ಚಿತ್ತಕಾಯಗಳ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಮಾಡುವ ಪರಿಯ ಭಕ್ತವರ ಹನುಮಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ತಾಬಲ್ಲ. ರಾಮ ಎಂಬುವ ಎರಡು ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನು ಪಾಮರರು ತಾವೇನು ಬಲ್ಲರಯ್ಯ. ಧರೆಯೋಳಿ ನಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಮಿಗಿಲು ಇಲ್ಲೆಂದು ಪರಮ ವೇದಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಪೊಗಳುತ್ತೀಯವು. ಸಿರಿಯರಸ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನಾಮವನು ಸಿರಿಕಾಶಿಯೊಳಗಿಪ್ಪ ಶಿವನು ತಾಬಲ್ಲ. He says Lord Shiva knows by the value of Ramanama. At the Varanasi he is quoting Kashi Vishwanath. ಧರೆಯೋಳಿ ನಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಮಿಗಿಲು ಇಲ್ಲೆಂದು ಪರಮ ವೇದಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಪೊಗಳುತ್ತೀಯವು. ಸಿರಿಯರಸ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನಾಮವನು ಸಿರಿಕಾಶಿಯೊಳಗಿಪ್ಪ ಶಿವನು ತಾಬಲ್ಲ. ರಾಮ ಎಂಬುವ ಎರಡು ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನು ಪಾಮರರು ತಾವೇನು ಬಲ್ಲರಯ್ಯ. So much powerful, which one? Nama. So is all supported. In this speech, Mangalanathanji, and he has quoted one incident. There are so many he has referred. One such is Swami Bodhendra Saraswati of Kanchi Kamakoti, the fourth Pita of Shankaracharya, in the year of 1618. He is a master of all Vedas and all this. In Advaita, no japa, no japa, no chanting, bhajana. So only one has to realize through Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and like that, no? One has to, Jnana Marga only solace, and there is no reference regarding this one. So he went on a tour, and during that time, 400 years ago, so he wanted to go to the Kashi Yatra. So he reached Puri Jagannath, and wherever he is stationed, he used to ask local people to discuss who is regarding exchanging of all religious matters. all ethics and all this. So there he came to know one Mr. Lakshmidhar is there. He wrote one book regarding bhakti in Sanskrit, Bhagavan Nama Kaumudi. So he thought of meeting him. He went to his house. By the time it was late, he decided to meet him next day. So he slept on this nearby his house. So at that night, one young fellow came knocking his door, that house, this one. Then inside one boy came, young fellow. He asked, why you have come? No, at this night, midnight, 1:30, you should not disturb like this. Why you have come? No, matter is so serious. I want immediate solution. I want that Bhagavan Nama Kaumudi book, because matter so this. I want to meet Lakshmidhar also. So then he said, my father expired. He is Lakshmidhar, expired last year. Now tell me what you want. No, I and myself, my wife, we are from south. We went to Varanasi, Kashi Yatra. There we stayed in Choultry. Within fifth day, my wife was missing. Then one day I searched entire Kashi, Varanasi. For about 1 week, I visited all the spots. He could not. So I didn't return. I stayed back there only, because people, when I come home, they say you killed his wife. So I stayed there for about 5-6 months. One day, fine morning, while drinking water from the well, one woman came, dark, complex, all weak and all this, and he asked him, can you recognize me? Then he said, no, he said. Then he explained it to this son of Lakshmidhar. No, I am your wife. He was shocked. What happened to you? You are so beautiful and white complexion. You are totally dark. No mangala, nothing is there, and you don't have proper dress. And what has happened? Then he said, and I searched for 7 days, entire Varanasi. No, what happened to you? Then she says, I was kidnapped by early morning. I went for first call. Nature's to answer nature's this one. So I was kidnapped then. I'm no more your wife. They have spoiled me. Great difficulty I escaped from them. So please give me shelter and don't treat me as a wife. So I will cook food for you then. Then he was so compassionate. That time, about 400 years back, the love and affection between husband was very good. Then he said, don't worry, we'll see. We must find some solution for that. So he came for inquiring this one. Then that son of Lakshmikant, he said, my father wrote in the Bhagavan Nama Kaumudi, you 3 times you loudly chant God's name. All it will purify your all sins and all this. Then his wife, his mother came. No, your father written is in the book is only once. Then Swamiji was hearing this all when he knocked this one violently and all this. So he was observing. Then he could not tolerate. He came there. So I am Pitadipati of 59th Pontiff of Sri Shankaracharya Math in Kanchipuram. I am Bodhin Saraswati, this one. How it's possible? Where is the proof? Is it so easy and to get salvation? I am in the Pita for last 38 years. I could not see God. How it possible? How things can be done? Let us put to test. He asked that young fellow, you bring your wife to the Pushkarni of Lord Jagannath, Puri Jagannath. So all news spread, thousands of people came there to see this. Then Swamiji asked his wife to take a dip and chant immediately. So she took a dip in this Pushkarani and came out loudly shouting, Vaikhari, shouting, Purundaseno, Gejje Katti, Kal, Kuniyaro. She came out and loudly chanted Lord Jagannath's name. Whether you believe or not, he witnessed within a second. She got previous whatever she was in that condition, everything is intact. She came wearing this bindi, the Mangal Sutra, dress, white complexion, everything. Then she said, now I can recognize she is my wife. He was shell shocked, Swamiji. And he proved, he himself a witness. So he, after completion, went back to Tanjavur and ordered all temples affiliated to Shankaracharya Mutt to chant bhajan and japa. Even after 400 years, Swami says, Mangalanathanji, even today he is in, at the end of the program, every day, they glorify Bodhin Saraswati Maharaj ki jai, this one. So I was so much pleased. So I wanted to spread whatever I achieved. I am zero, and it is because of chanting Nam Mantra Japa. So everybody should at least 2 hours they have to spend for chanting, while walking, while working, while cooking. If you chant it, even while cooking, women know, if they whatever while cooking, if they chant that prasadam, the food, it will become prasadam, and those who eat, their mind will be purified. So like that. That's what Purandas says, Adigadiga Ananda Bhashpa Pudakadinda Nadenudige Sri Hari Enuta. Not necessarily sit in a particular place and lonely and chanting. So there is also in Ekadasha Skanda of Srimad Bhagavata, it is there. Uddhava cries when he came to know that Lord Krishna is departing for his Goloka. Then Krishna says, don't worry, there will not be any incarnation of Kali Yuga, but I will remain in Nama Rupa. So that is Nama Rupa Dhyana. See, while chanting, we have to remember one Nama, then Rupa, then Dhyana. So three are conditions, and in the Nama itself, Japa itself, God is there. So one has to remember this while chanting. And there is also a reference in Maharashtra during time of Namadev, Sant Namadev, a great saint at that time, very close to Lord Vithala. He used to come and dine with this devotee every time, whenever he asked. So he was so close. What happened now, one day, Kabir came to his residence. Then while coming, he explains that I got a housemaid calling Janabai. She is illiterate, but she sing very good bhajans and all this. While coming, while reaching a house, he found that Janabai is fighting with the neighbor. Then Kabir says, what type of devotee you are telling now? Let us inquire it. Then he asks, why are you fighting like? No, that cow dung, bharni, it is called. They dry it and use it as a for cooking and all this. Then now I'll doing that, it is mine. She says it is her. Then what is the proof? Then she says, while doing this, I used to chant Vithala Nama. Then when it took out and kept in his ears, it was sound was coming, the vibrations. Vithala, 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 was saying, which on that itself a cow dung cake. So then it is a very good, ample proof. See, chanting is more important, relevant in the Kali Yuga. There is actually among all, there is a question by Narada to the Lord Vedivasa, who has given all Vedas, Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata and all this. He was asked by Narada, you have written so many kritis, you tell me in one sentence, what is this one? Then Parupakaraya, Punyaya, Papaya, Parapedanaya. He says, helping others and giving trouble, that is a Papa. Helping others is Punya. These are all essence of all write-ups. So everybody should follow it. And chanting and Kali Yuga, he says, among 4 yugas, he tells Narada, among 4 yugas, Kali Yuga is best, he says, because in earlier Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga and Dwapara, one is to do yajnas, chanting, living thousands of years, still they could not realize. In Kali Yuga, if you just chant and with the devotion, one can realize in the life itself. And Swami Mangalanathan, he is telling, Sharada Mata, wife of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, she said that whoever chants 15,000, 20,000, it may take about 2 hours. In this life itself, they realize God, and all previous Jalma sins will disappear. Even this Puranda says, those who are taking this one, they say they don't have time and all this. And he says, while you are embracing your child, while embracing your wife, while getting from bed, can't you just say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? Wherever, when you lift a heavy thing, you say it's Krishna. ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯನ ಬಾರದೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ನೆನೆದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯನ ಬಾರದೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯನ ಬಾರದೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯನ ಬಾರದೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯನ ಬಾರದೆ. Very important thing is, I want to quote this. We know we all animals, creations, we enjoy life. There is no difference between animals and ourselves. They also enjoy all types of what we enjoy in our materialistic life. But what is the importance of human being is he can think of God. And we get this birth after 84 lakhs of janmas. We ultimately reach our this human life. So we have to fulfill our aim is not just fulfilling our bellies and enriching ourselves, creating wealth and all this. We have to create. Apart from it, important is we should not forget. We have to achieve spiritually, remembering God and all this. So for that, Ramakrishna Paramsa quotes one example. In Dakshineshwar, one woman was there preparing all avalakki. She is doing so number of work at a time. At the same time, feeding a child also. And a customer asks what is the amount and all this to be paid and what is pending and all this. In the meanwhile, her attention is towards finger. She is pushing that bran rice towards that one to smash this. From all activities, but her concentration is towards the hitting this one on rice. So because she has to safeguard his fingers. So like that, we just have so many work in our life and all this. At the same time, we should remember God from time to time, every day. And it should not be part-time devotees. That's why while it will not fail in your discharging your social obligations. Puranda says while working and all this, Adigadiga Ananda Bhashpa Pulakadinda Nadenudige Sri Hari Annuta. So see, these all while discharging, while working, while going walk, when whatever you do in your life, it will not hamper your, by chanting, it will not hamper your and quality of work is better than, and you will not get tired from whenever you do some karmas in your usual life. In Nama Rupa Dhyana, it should be, the three factors are to be remembered in the while chanting God's Nama Mantra Japa. Because without this Nama Rupa Dhyana, see, we will not achieve what is we expecting the results. We must involve our mind, everything in this while chanting. We have to remember his Nama, while simultaneously Rupa and Dhyana. So we have to concentrate. Here, important is we have to give our mind, heart. That is what Lord Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Says, he tells him, you give your mind, heart, rest I will do that. It is same thing. In online with this sloka, Srimad Purandas, great saint of Karnataka, about 5 years said in one of the bhajans, he says, this chanting is so powerful, it will uplift crores of people and very easy to reach mukti. That is, I am just quoting last part of this bhajans. ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿ ನಾಮವನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲ ಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಧರಿಸುವವೋ ರಂಗ ಸುಲಭದ ಮುಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಸುಲಭನೆಂದೆನಿಸುವ ಜಲರುವನಾಭನ ನೆನೆ ಮನವೇ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮವನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲ ಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಧರಿಸುವವೋ ರಂಗ. He promises all extents. We must have sincere desire. He says, don't feel that you are not getting a guru, you are not getting upadesha, and you don't know how to make dhyana. Everything God provides you, provided we have mind. We should have strong desire to chant Nama Mantra Japa. Now last year he says, Japa Vandariyenu ತಪವೊಂದರಿಯೇನು ಉಪದೇಶವಿಲ್ಲೆಂದು ಎನಬೇಡ ಅಪಾರ ಮಹಿಮ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಅಪಾರ ಮಹಿಮ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಉಪಾಯದಿಂದಲೇ ನೆನೆ ಮನವೇ ಉಪಾಯದಿಂದಲೇ ನೆನೆ ಮನವೇ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮವ ನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಧರಿಸುವವೋ ರಂಗ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವರ್ತ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್. ಸ್ನಾನವನರಿಯೇನು ಮೌನವನರಿಯೇನು ಧ್ಯಾನವನರಿಯೇನು ಎನಬೇಡ ಜಾನಕಿ ವಲ್ಲಭ ದಶರಥ ನಂದನ ಗಾನ ವಿನೋದನ ನೆನೆ ಮನವೇ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮವ ನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಧರಿಸುವವೋ ರಂಗ. ಅರ್ಚಿಸಲರಿಯೇನು ಮೆಚ್ಚಿಸಲರಿಯೇನು. Don't think that you cannot please the God. You just give your mind. This is don't think that you don't know how to offer the puja and all this. He will guide, provided you have a strong desire for chanting. That is what he says. ಅರ್ಚಿಸಲರಿಯೇನು ಮೆಚ್ಚಿಸಲರಿಯೇನು ತುಚ್ಛನು ನಾನೆಂದು ಎನಬೇಡ ಅಚ್ಯುತಾನಂತ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮುಕುಂದನ ಇಚ್ಛೆಯಿಂದ ನೀ ನೆನೆ ಮನವೇ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮವ ನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಧರಿಸುವವೋ ರಂಗ. So I have firm faith. So I am being born in, we have all ranas, Pitar Rana, Rishi Rana, Bhumi Rana, all is there. So I have fulfilled to the extent of maximum possible. So I think you also, by chanting everything, it relieves. I am sharing this my experience for the benefit of our Sanatana followers. Hare Krishna.